Burnaby School District is cutting grade 7 band. So are many other school districts across British Columbia. They're cutting daytime custodians, high school counseling, K+ programs, reducing the Strong Start calendar. The cuts go on and on and on, totaling 36.8 full-time equivalents. It's no wonder parents are pissed off and want to do something about it, and it's also not surprising they want to go after the school boards to address this. These cuts are unacceptable, and parents want action. The problem is, due to how complicated the system is, while it looks like this is a problem at the school district level or a problem with the board, this is actually a problem all the way up at the top at the provincial level. That's what I want to talk about in this video. Now, if you don't want to watch the whole thing, here's a TLDR. Go to your local MLA and ask them a simple question. Why are you underfunding public education? That's what's happening here. The province is underfunding our education system. Here's how it works. The Ministry of Finance funds the Ministry of Education and Childcare. The Ministry of Education and Childcare funds the school boards, and the school boards fund the school districts. Here's the catch. The school boards are mandated by law to stay under budget. So that means if the funding from the province is insufficient, the school board has no choice but to cut to stay under budget. Now, the school district works for the school board. They are administrators. They get the money and spend it as best they can within that budget. When there's not enough money in the system, there is no way for the school district or the school board to fix the problem. The only thing they can do is cut services. The cuts you see this year are not the result of something that happened last year. They are the result of decades of chronic underfunding of the education system in BC. Protesting the board or the school district does nothing to solve the problem and keep the pressure off the MLAs who are choosing to underfund public schools. To fully understand this, you need a practical example. Here's what's happening in Burnaby SD 41. In the school district budget, there is a projected deficit for the coming school year of $3.37 million. At the same time, the total unrestricted reserves, so all the extra cash the school district has, amounts to $29,760. That is the wiggle room they have in the budget, $29,000 out of a budget of $335 million. To address this issue, the school district is making cuts. Specifically, they are cutting a total of 36.86 full-time equivalent positions to save $4.2 million. Now, if you think about this from a business standpoint or how we normally think about government, you would assume that this is due to some sort of misspent money or malfeasance at the district level or at the board level. That's not what's happening here. This deficit is a carry-on that's been growing for years. And it keeps growing because the province keeps promising more services and then don't fund them. So the school district has to make up that funding. The graph the school district provided in the budget report that you can go download on their website tells the story. A downward curve that keeps going down. Follow the line to the bottom and you see, without adjustments, the school district is projected to have a deficit of $11 million. Because they are not being funded. Running the school district costs more than the money they are given to run the school district. So, to stay under budget and follow the law, they do the only thing they can, which is to make cuts. Not only to the bone, but now into the bone. And crucially, these cuts will continue unless the funding improves, because there isn't any money in the system. So how did this happen? I wondered the same thing. So I started doing research last year, and I quickly discovered the entire system is fundamentally broken. I'll give you two examples. The first one is portables. You know they're a problem, but I think you'll be surprised when you learn how exactly they are funded. In British Columbia, schools are built by the province through capital projects. They fund the building of schools, and then the district uses those schools to deliver education. Now, those schools are built to the current student population. So if the student population suddenly expands, there's not enough room in the schools for all the students, and the district is mandated by law to house every student. In that situation, the only choice the district has is to build more buildings. So they build portables. Those portables are not funded, meaning the cost of every portable comes out of the operating budget for the district. In other words, every portable is paid for through cuts to essential services and education. In Burnaby, every portable costs $500,000 to build. So when they build 10 portables, they are facing a $5 million shortfall. So the next time you see a portable, think, how much education did that building cost? And wonder, how come the school district is forced to build buildings when it's the province's responsibility to build schools? That's a good question for an MLA to answer. Now, to be fair, things have changed recently. In 2024-25, the province has started building modulars instead, and these modulars are capital projects. But the province is not providing any retroactive funding for the already built portables, meaning not only does the budget shortfall stay, but the school district still has to pay for the maintenance of the portables out of the operating budget, the budget that's supposed to go to education. Example number 2, teacher benefits. This year, the teachers were able to negotiate a much needed increase to their sick leave and benefit pay. This is great because teachers are overworked, underfunded, and BC is having a really hard time retaining teachers for those reasons. The problem is the province didn't fund their promise. So teachers were given more sick leave and benefits, and the school district were forced to make up the difference by paying out of the budget. In Burnaby, that meant a $4 million shortfall this year, strikingly similar to the $4 million cut that is being done now. And even though the province knows this, they are apparently not providing retroactive funding for the promise they made and then didn't pay for it. What I just described to you is not a Burnaby problem. It is a province-wide problem, and it requires a province-wide solution. And it's also not a problem with the current government. This is a multi-decade problem. This chronic underfunding has been going on for at least 30 years across multiple governments. So blaming a single party for this is historically inaccurate. Our elected representatives have made choices over decades to underfund our education system, and now our children are paying the price through drastic reductions in the quality of their education. So now that I got you sufficiently upset, what can you do about this? I have 8 action points for you. You can pick any one of them. Number 1, talk to your MLA. Ask them a simple question. Why are you underfunding public education? And don't let them give you an answer about, oh no, but we're not. Make them explain why school districts across the province have to make cuts to educational programs and how that is not an indicator of underfunding. Number 2, instead of protesting your board, ask them to prepare 2 budgets, the balanced one and an actual budget, what it actually costs to run schools in their district. One of the major problems we have as parents is we don't actually know how big the budget shortfall is. And the only way we can find out is if our boards prepare budgets to show that funding shortfall. That is something we can ask them to do because the board trustees are also our elected representatives. Number 3, support teachers and administrative staff. They are the ones taking these cuts on behalf of our kids. They are the ones whose colleagues are being removed because of chronic underfunding, and they are struggling in this system. Number 4, attend PAC meetings. Every family with a child in a school in BC is a member of their local PAC. Go to the PAC meetings, learn what is happening in your school, and help build a strong and vibrant community around your school. Number 5, attend school board meetings. They are open to the public. You can make presentations, ask questions, and become part of the constructive dialogue about how we fix this problem and improve our schools across the province. Number 6, share your stories. Talk to your friends, your neighbors, your family, the media. Tell them how these cuts and how the chronic underfunding of education is hitting your kids and your family. Make them understand this is their problem too. Number 7, fight for the future. Our children deserve the best education we can give them because, like the song says, our children are our future. And right now, our children are struggling, which means the future of our province is in jeopardy. And finally, number 8, take care of yourself, your family, and your community. This is hard on everyone, and it's happening during a time when it seems like the entire world is in crisis. While we can't fix every problem in the world, we can build strong communities at home and at our schools. And regardless of who's in power and how they choose to invest our taxes, we can all work together to build healthy communities where everyone can thrive and flourish. I encourage you to check out the website for your local school district to look at the budget reports and educate yourself about what is actually happening in your district, and go talk to your MLA about this. They are the ones making the decisions, and they are the ones who should be answering for the cuts that are happening in our schools right now. Hope is a catalyst, my friends. We can fix this if we work together.